Two giant American stores. Both sell you groceries. Both promise you low prices. Both make billions. But here's the strange part. One of them makes almost no money on anything it sells you. Not the food, not the TVs, not the tires. Almost nothing. And it is deliberately designed that way. Meanwhile, the other one is quietly running a completely different business behind the shelves. One that has nothing to do with retail at all. It's Costco versus Walmart. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why 64% of Costco's profit comes from something that isn't a product, why Walmart is turning into an advertising company in disguise, and which of these two machines is actually the better business. Let's break down Costco versus Walmart. Let's start with the raw scale because it's not close. Walmart is enormous. Over 10,000 stores worldwide and revenue of around $713 billion. Costco has roughly 876 warehouses and revenue of around $275 billion. So Walmart is more than twice the size. By every normal measure of retail, Walmart wins, and it isn't remotely close. But scale is not the same as strategy. And these two companies are not playing the same game at all. In fact, they're barely playing the same sport. Let's start with Costco because Costco's business model is one of the strangest and most beautiful in all of retail. Here's the secret. Costco does not really want to make money selling you things. That sounds absurd, so let me show you the numbers. Costco deliberately caps its gross margins at around 13 to 15%. Most retailers would consider that suicidal. There's an internal rule, famously, that most items can't be marked up more than about 14 or 15% over cost, no matter how much people would happily pay. When Costco gets a better deal from a supplier, it doesn't pocket the difference. It passes the savings to you. It is by design running its entire $275 billion merchandise operation at close to break even. So, how does it make money? Here's the number that explains everything. In fiscal 2025, Costco collected about $5.3 billion in membership fees. Now, $5 billion sounds small against $275 billion in sales, and that's exactly why people miss it. Because Costco's total net income, everything the company actually kept, was about $8.3 billion. Do that math. Membership fees accounted for roughly 64% of Costco's entire profit. Sit with that for a second. Nearly two-thirds of the profit of one of the biggest retailers on earth comes not from selling groceries, but from charging people $65 or $130 a year for permission to walk in the door. The food isn't the product. The membership is the product. The gigantic warehouse full of cheap goods is the marketing budget, and this creates a machine that feeds itself. Low prices bring in members. Members pay the fee. That fee, which costs Costco almost nothing to collect, is nearly pure profit, and it funds the ability to keep prices insanely low. Low prices make members renew, and renew they do. The renewal rate in the US and Canada is around 92%. 92. That's not customer loyalty. That's closer to a subscription people forget to question. Costco raised its membership price in late 2024, the kind of move that should trigger cancellations, and fee income jumped 14% anyway. People paid more and stayed. That's what a real moat looks like. Costco isn't a store. Costco is a subscription business that happens to own warehouses. Now let's go across town to Walmart, which plays an entirely different game. Walmart's model is the physics of extreme scale. Its gross margins are intentionally thin, around 11%, and its operating margin sits in a tight band around 4%, 4 cents on the dollar. On 700 billion in revenue, that's still an enormous number, but the mechanism is completely different. Walmart doesn't charge you at the door. Anyone can walk in. Instead, it wins by being so massive, so logistically brutal, so efficient at squeezing its supply chain that it can sell at prices smaller competitors physically cannot survive. For decades, that was the whole story. Buy in unimaginable volume, ship it more efficiently than anyone, undercut everyone, repeat. But here is what almost nobody outside the industry has noticed, and it's the most interesting thing happening in retail right now. Walmart is quietly becoming a completely different kind of company. Look at Walmart Connect, its advertising business. Walmart has something almost nobody else on earth has: first-party purchase data on hundreds of millions of shoppers. It knows what you actually buy, not what you clicked on, and it sells advertising against that data to the very brands whose products sit on its shelves. That advertising business grew 37 to 41% to around $6.4 billion a year. Now compare these numbers directly. Costco's membership fees, 5.3 billion, almost pure profit. Walmart's advertising, 6.4 billion, also extremely high margin. Both of these companies discovered the same truth from opposite directions. The retail is the hard part, the thin part, the exhausting part. The real profit is in the thing layered on top of the retail. For Costco, that's a fee at the door. For Walmart, it's selling access to your shopping habits. So, which one is actually the better business? Let's use the metric that cuts through everything: return on invested capital, which measures how much profit a company generates for every dollar put into it. Costco's return on invested capital is around 26%. Walmart's is around 16%. That's a serious gap. It means Costco converts capital into profit far more efficiently than Walmart does, despite being less than half its size. And that's why the market treats them differently. Costco trades at more than 50 times its earnings, an extraordinary premium for a company that sells rotisserie chicken. Investors aren't paying for the chicken. They're paying for that 92% renewal rate, for $5 billion of recurring, recession-proof, near pure profit income that arrives whether or not anyone has a good shopping year. But Walmart has something Costco structurally can't have: everyone. No membership card, no barrier, no annual fee, 10,000 locations, and the ability to reach every income tier in the country. Costco's model by design locks out anyone unwilling to pay up front. That's the price of the moat. Walmart's advertising machine only works because of that universal reach, and it's growing faster than almost anything else in the company. So, here's the honest verdict. Costco is the more elegant business. It found a way to make its customers pay for the privilege of shopping, then use that money to make shopping cheaper, creating a loop competitors cannot break into. But Walmart is the more powerful one: sheer scale, universal access, and now a high-margin advertising empire built on top of the biggest pile of purchase data in the world. And the deeper lesson is the same one that runs through every business we look at on this channel. Neither of these companies really makes its money the way you think. You walk into Costco believing you're buying cheap food, and you're actually buying an annual subscription. You walk into Walmart believing you're just a shopper, and you're also the product being sold to advertisers. The shelves in both cases are just the stage. The real business is happening somewhere you never look.